Live from the Mainstream Cannabis Media Empire, I'm Travis Lippert, CEO of Veedverks Unlimited Limited, better known as Veedverks.
I'm Michael Miller, International Marketing Director for PanaceaLife.com. Beautiful day out there. I know I always say that, but it's Colorado, but it is really nice. We're expecting some snow tomorrow, and I'm excited about that as well.
Yeah. If you don't like snow, then get out of Colorado.
Exactly.
You need to talk to Vicente Fox about building a wall to keep the Texans out.
See. Well, he'll be on. I got confirmation sometime within this month or within a month. He'll be on our show along with Senator Diane Savino out of New York.
Wow.
Looking forward to that.
You know, fancy people.
Thanks
for joining LS Love. Today we have Elisabeth Mack.
Exciting day. Yeah.
I need a highlighter instead of a black Sharpie, but from Holistic Caring Network.
Yep.
Also, I want to talk about the Lippert Bowl,
right? And
I'm going to testify tomorrow at the Capitol about the vape bill, House Bill HB 19-1076, which I believe would ban candles.
You guys have no idea about Travis.
And then
they have no idea what's coming tomorrow, do they?
Nope, they don't.
No,
I'm bringing props for sure. And then,
he's got the props.
Also, let's see. Well, they kicked Bubba Zarobnik off of Facebook. So
poor Bubba.
We're not letting that pass without saying something about it. And then, of course, we want to talk about what's going on in Oklahoma.
You got it.
You're intimately familiar with that.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I have a new visual aid for that too, by the way.
Oh yeah, I saw that posted. Yeah. I love that.
So let me bring in
Elisabeth Mack.
Elisabeth Mack.
You know what? Every time I say your name in my head, Elisabeth Mack. I'm from South Florida, and there was a song, Johnny and Mac, on the railroad track. It was a transmission company, and I don't know. Like I said, earlier before we went live. But anyways,
well, I'll do a quick introduction because I have this piece of paper here. Do you have your piece of paper in front of you? I bet you can do it off the top of your head. But Elisabeth is a registered nurse and MBA who founded Holistic Caring in 2016 as a concierge medical cannabis consultation service with clinical nurses helping educate, guide, and support patients with product choices, dosages, and timing. Integrating cannabis into a treatment plan for complex diseases takes time, knowledge, and research that very few practitioners have. She bridges the gap between traditional and cannabis medicine. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Elisabeth.
You're welcome, and thank you for the introduction.
No, absolutely. We try to do that for all our guests. No. So what is Holistic Caring?
So Holistic Caring was born out of a need, as most businesses are, but I had a bicycle accident and wanted to see if cannabis medicine was going to be able to help me in place of and in concert with traditional medicine. And so I got my card from the pot doc. I went to the dispensary and I said, how do I use this as medicine? And how do I replace these pharmaceuticals? And how do I take it? And how often do I take it? And which ones of these do I take? And nobody could really give me that guidance. So I decided to experiment with myself, write it all down, and build a business around doing this for other people so that I could be the one to bridge the gap between traditional medicine and cannabis medicine.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I've experimented on myself more times than I.
Well, you know what? I wish I had known you beforehand. 8 years ago, a chiropractor broke my neck. And the first 2 scripts I got was 160 Roxycodone 30s and 60 Xanax bars. Needless to say, a year later, I was just dying inside. And, all I was doing was that. By the end of a year, I was at 210 and 90 and just miserable. And between me saying I'm done, and a specialist out there, I got on a beta blocker and I started smoking marijuana again. And 4 months later, I was off. And that was a great feeling to not have to be dependent.
Yeah, and that's just it. I mean, and fast forward to 3 years further, and the crisis that we're in today with opiates, and it's alarming. Almost 70,000 people are dying a year. But my clientele are the people that otherwise wouldn't necessarily take this option. People are in their 60s, 70s, 80s. I integrate with some palliative care physicians, and and other people around town that are wanting to do cannabis as medicine for their patients, but they're not willing to put their toes in the water, so they need somebody to refer this to, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, there's a medical process to everything. You do an assessment, you do a plan, you implement that plan, and you evaluate what's the efficacy of this process, and how do you make adjustments. And so when I step up and say that I'm willing to do that for seniors and for other people that want to explore this option, the fears are assuaged, and people can actually make a difference in what they're doing, and yes, start to wean pharmacy.
Right.
That's but even if you're not able to take away all of the medications, you can take down some of them, so that the body has less of a pharmaceutical dose in it, so it's better on the kidneys and liver, and but also improving the quality of life.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, think about it. Traditional medicine is fundamentally flawed. It's expensive. It's complicated. It doesn't work. People don't communicate with you as a person, and people are just kind of tossed around from one side to the other. And cannabis can make a big difference for many people, but they don't know about it, and they're very afraid to try the option. So Holistic Caring was born out of that need to just really bridge the gaps, sit down, and when I give a presentation to seniors, I'll tell them, I'm the one that's going to sit down and explain this all to you.
I love that.
Yeah.
So do you think that cannabis is going to take a big chunk out of pharmaceutical prescriptions? Are you seeing that in your practice? Are patients getting off of other pills for cannabis?
Yes, many of them do, and again, they can at least reduce dose. I've had 3 shoulder surgeries myself. The first one was in '94, January of '94, and at that point, they're like, "Okay, this was a failed surgery. Just take oxycodone," or at that time it was Vicodin. So take Vicodin, Flexeril, and I said, "I'm not taking the Vicodin, but I did take the Flexeril." And so for 20 years, until my next bicycle accident, I was taking some Flexeril and Motrin. And so when I had my last bike accident, I was able to walk away from pretty much all of those medicines. Not everybody can do that, but can we wean people down off of blood pressure medicines, blood sugar medicines? And here's the thing: people don't realize that cannabinoids are very potent vasorelaxants. So somebody that's on several blood pressure medicines really need to have that under consideration. And when you start cannabis and CBD on a daily basis, you're going to want to monitor that blood pressure, because you might not need the other blood pressure medicines. Same thing with metformin and some of the meds for diabetes. I have had people whose hemoglobin A1C, the long-acting gauge of your blood sugar levels, normalized, and so maybe they don't need the metformin anymore. So it's something that when you think about cannabis clinicians and traditional clinicians, when are they speaking? Where is that dialogue, so that you can actually consider both sides of the treatment plan? That's what we specialize in.
Nice.
Of course, we're next door to a drug company that makes hormone pills.
Well, they're making them right now.
They have a compressor that I think that they use to fire up a pill press, and it never fails. It kicks on right there. Hopefully, it's not as
You got to
loud.
put some cannabinoids into those hormone pills.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So,
Yeah.
what impact will Holistic Caring do you see have an effect on the cannabis market?
Well, yeah, I think that it's going to absolutely expand the markets. If you think about, people that have already entered the cannabis markets, as far as patients, customers, and there's normally a process, right? You start out as a patient, you get your card, you start experimenting with this, you find some stickiness, something works. Before you know it, you want to be in the industry because you're an advocate. You're like, wow, why didn't anybody tell me about this? So we need to broaden that base, but with people that could really benefit, and they don't have this option on the table at all right now. So by destigmatizing this process and allowing people to think that cannabis is medicine and not just for Snoop Dogg or for the millionaires and billionaires that are coming and the people that are just chasing money and the cowboys, it's not for that. It's of course it is, but we need to broaden the base. And, one of the things I tell dispensaries here in San Diego is that the real clients are offshore. They're not at the dispensaries already, but if you market to them and say, hey, do you have an autoimmune condition? Do you have cancer? Do you have fibromyalgia or rheumatoid arthritis or a neurological condition? Are you taking a bunch of medicines for Parkinson's that are ineffective? Are you or a family struggling with Alzheimer's disease? These are the people that can benefit from cannabis medicine, but they don't know it yet. Right. So if we market to them, now we're going to expand the market from 10 to 15% of people that are willing to put their toes at bat to, thousands and millions of people that need this option but don't have it. So I think that, if we can create that true medical door of a dispensary, the dispensaries are going to be busier than they know what to do with.
Right.
What type of products do you find yourself recommending to people?
So generally where and I create patient teaching around all of these things. So, through the assessment, I figure out what's going on with them. Then we do patient teaching. And so I have a cannabinoid chart that I'll go through and say, here are the different effects that we're going to be looking for from CBD, THC, CBDA, THCA, CBN, CBG. What those all do, and then we find products that are able to serve those needs. And so I'll talk about inhalation, sublingual, oral mucosa dosing, oral ingestion with microdosing of edibles, topicals, transdermals, maybe suppositories. And so then I partner with dispensaries that have those products, scale down a formulary that then makes it palatable to the person that is shopping. So they don't go into a dispensary with a list of 50 things, and they're not smoking either. Smoking is something, smoking and vaping is something that we generally come to after a couple of months. But the first product that somebody's going to take on a clinical basis is a tincture, because that's going to give cannabinoids systemically into the body. And then you can start to track results and what you're noticing. Are we moving the needle on things? And then that goes back to the evaluation tools that I give them. I give all of my patients a tracking log that has in Excel, gauges of pain, anxiety levels, sleep, if we're making a difference on that, what their memory and their focus is, their cognition, their mood, how easy is it to smile today versus when we started this, blood pressure, blood sugar changes, and then dosing of that tincture. And then we can make adjustments to their treatment plan as we walk them through this over a period of a month. So generally a tincture is the starting point. Topicals are also very big, because if you think of your average 70-year-old, that is going to be something that is acceptable to them. So a tincture and a topical, that's a great start. Then if that doesn't work in a couple of weeks, we're going to modify the tincture, but also maybe add in some microdose edibles if pain is an issue. And then down the road, we can add in a vape pen, because a lot of them still have issues with sleep. And so let's get a heavy indica vape pen or a 1-to-1 that you could take a puff of for bedtime. And if somebody's treating cancer, then we're talking about the fecal oil, and what those look like and how you're going to dose the concentrate out of syringes. So all of the products are on the table, actually. But I'm the person that talks about the things that are in the dispensary in the corner that nobody really wants to access and go up, because it's not the fun stuff.
Not the fun stuff. It's all fun to me.
Mad information you're giving our viewers. I love it. I picked up a CBG
or a tincture that I think it's 20 to 1 CBD to CBG.
Uh-huh.
I took a big dropper full of that yesterday. That was no joke.
Really?
Yeah. That's definitely.
What was the effects?
I wanted to go to sleep. It was almost like CBN.
Wow.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
It really put me in a good state, but not necessarily a very productive state. Yeah. It's kind of thing I would take before watching a Super Bowl, like the one that we just saw, where you're better off sleeping.
It's still worthwhile. CBG is a new entrant. There's a company here in California that is making CBG now, also just industrial hemp bred CBG.
Yeah. Right.
But there's not a whole lot of that on the market, but it is sedating. So if you have trouble with anxiety and pain and inflammation, that's a perfect thing for the end of the day. You come back in from work a little bit after dinner. You're going to be in a good state, get nice and calm so that you can have some good restorative sleep later.
Yeah. That's one thing I really love about Panacea, where in negotiations, there's a farmer in Oregon, and he will not sell his seeds. He won't do anything, but he will grow his strain for you on his farm. Mm-hmm. And it's 10 to 12% CBG, which is the highest of any other plant I've ever seen.
Wow.
So we're really going to start manipulating, after next harvest, manipulating that into our CBD products that we manufacture right now. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting from a growth standpoint. CBD is sort of like the master that things kind of stem from.
Right.
So how do you extract it so you maintain that before it changes into the other cannabinoids?
Chromatography usually, but I'm not that guy. We've got we've got some really good scientists that work for us, some PhD individuals. Check out panacealife.com. We I guess opened up 14 months ago in an 8,700 square foot building, and 6 months later we were busting out of the seams. So we just bought a 43,000 square foot facility in Golden, Colorado. We'll have some like-minded companies that we'll lease to. It's going to be called our Center of Excellence, and it's all pretty much hemp, CBD occupants of the facility. We'll have some testing lab and, I think one technical company, but we'll see what happens. Exciting times.
On that, I wish you massive success.
Yes.
And the ability to heal lots of people and lots of conditions. And guys like you should pair with clinicians like me and the nursing staff, that we can staff the phone lines and roll this out. The clinical programs need to accompany the products.
You know what? I think you need to be in all 50 states. Okay, if not worldwide. I hear bud tenders always giving advice, and some of it's probably spot on, but I would rather hear it from someone like you, or the information coming down the chain from you. And that's something that we can definitely talk about, teaming up on Panacea and you and your program.
Right. Yeah. And holistic caring, obviously our goal is to be in all 50 states eventually. It's
Sure.
just me and a couple of nurses here right now. But there are CBD companies that are asking to partner with us, and I'm trying to figure out what to do with who. But the clinical programs that I spoke of, basically we are what my vision is to build a network, right? And it comes with the 4 cornerstones. I used to run sales for Anthem Blue Cross. I was the regional sales manager for the county of San Diego.
Nice.
All the employee benefit programs. And because I've been an RN for 32 years, but then I got an MBA in healthcare administration. And so I see things from a systemic policy level. And what this industry needs is to kind of run with the 4 Ps of process and protocols. So this is all of the programs. What is that assessment, patient teaching, treatment plan, evaluation process look like with respect to cannabis medicine? And how do you teach clinicians how to do that? What conditions can best be treated by this? And what are the beginning dosage of different cannabinoids, and how do you utilize those for autoimmune and cancer and mental health and managing chronic pain and neurological conditions, and then geriatrics and polypharmacy and how to reduce some of those harmful pharmaceuticals. So the process has to go to providers. The providers are all of the people that are medical providers. So, the traditional nurses, doctors, that might have to wait a while. Mm-hmm. But right now, the acupuncturists, chiropractor, naturopaths, structural integration, these providers need to have access to really great CBD and other cannabinoids that are something that they can actually have represented in their office, make them a little bit of a revenue stream from that. But you take the curriculum that I've written and get that to the providers, match that with hemp CBD they can have in the office, and then a partnered dispensary for a full formulary where essentially they fax in an order and the patient either goes to pick it up or it gets delivered, right? So we're doing today. And then all of the programs, so the process for the providers through the products and for the patients. The patients have programs. They've got a 101 that they can come and listen to, that they can start to allay their fears with and understand that this is medicine. And then if they have a specific condition, maybe they or a loved one has Parkinson's, they can come to our groups that have cannabis medicine for neurological conditions. And then all of the community things that we want to do. So the 4 Ps of process, providers, products, and patients needs to be the cornerstone of all of these clinical programs, and it needs to go national.
Amen.
So
I love
process
that.
and protocols is 1 P. I take
Yeah.
notes.
That sounds like 2.
I have process, protocols, providers, products, and patients.
Yeah, protocols and process I have in the same box.
Okay. There.
Process, providers, patients, and products.
Nice. So you've been, like you said, you've been in nursing most of your adult life. So this is just a good transition for you to really help patients.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I spent the first 10 years of my career in hospitals, and I'm born and raised in Chicago, so got a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, specialized in psychiatry, ran locked units in Chicago, San Francisco, and then down here in San Diego. San Diego I've made home since March of '92. But that's when I got my MBA in healthcare administration. It was hard for somebody like me with this kind of a mind to just stay at the bedside being a nurse.
Sounds like it.
I love economics and policy and finance and systems and strategies. So that's really where I belong. So I spent 20 years in insurance companies. And here's the other thing. There's other people that are working to enlarge in benefits, right? And so one of my goals for 2019 is through prayers that we're going to reschedule cannabis, right? And then we can build this into benefits, because the medicines that I'm working with especially seniors, these need to be covered under Medicare. When you're sitting there saying, okay, we're going to need at least $150 every month for you to have these medicines that are going to help you, that's not financed, right? There's no copays for it. There's no coinsurance. And people that are treating serious illness and autoimmune and cancer that need high doses of cannabinoids, none of this is covered. So going back to my healthcare administration days, how do we build this into the policy of somebody for insurance? You're paying all this money for insurance, but you're not getting what you need, right? So when people think about the cost-benefit analysis of traditional medicine versus cannabis medicine, if we have a greater potential to accentuate health, minimize harms, and maximize benefits with these products, they need to be on the treatment plan. And so our advocacy and policies need to really be directing how we can get coverage for these medicines so that more people, so not only are the patients sitting offshore, but the dollars to pay for this care is also out there somewhere. And I don't think we're going to get money for a wall, but hopefully we to cover cannabis medicines, because they make sense and they do make a difference.
Well, tune in the next 4 weeks. We'll be talking about the wall in depth with former President Vicente Fox.
Cannot wait. It's going to be awesome.
We got to get our props ready for that one.
So do you believe that cannabis will be rescheduled, say, this year?
I sure do hope so. I mean, you never know what Trump's going to do, but he needs a win. And going into 2020, it would be great if he could say he's the one to reschedule cannabis on the federal level and to stop this nonsense. There are other countries with cannabis on a medical basis. I don't think we're ever going to legalize it recreationally, but I do think that we should be able to have access as medicine.
I will put money on it. Before the end of the year, Donald Trump's going to and do it for the votes.
Well, maybe
and he's a business guy, and it does bring a lot of income and into the economy, and in turn, help a lot of sick people out there.
Well, the simple fact of the matter is that in order to be on Schedule 1, a drug must meet 3 criteria, one of which is that it must have no currently accepted medical use. The U.S. government has a patent on cannabinoids as neuroprotectants and antioxidants. It's patent number 6630507. You should Google it.
You saw it here first. I don't think anyone's ever seen that.
What a heck of a prop there, Travis.
Yeah. Oh, he's a prop master.
Yeah, no, I mean, it clearly has medical benefits, and also the other category is that it's highly abusive. And when people are using CBD specifically as medicine, that there's no abuse potential whatsoever. There's no psychoactive or intoxicating effects. So it's ludicrous.
Right.
It would stay a Schedule 1.
Agreed.
Hopefully this, I'm not sure the current state of the lawsuit with Alexis Bortel and Jagger Cott and Marvin Washington and the likes. But I believe, yeah, they're still fighting that. They were suing Jeff Sessions, but now Jeff Sessions has gone the way of Pete Sessions, Senator Negative JB Sessions. And, but yeah, so I'm not sure if they had to, exactly what the disposition of that is. I need to get smart.
Well, so here's the other thing. John Boehner is now leading a cannabis investment club.
Yeah.
And he's on the board of a cannabis company. And Mitch McConnell wants to grow hemp, not only in Kentucky, but nationally. So, something has to happen where we really change the trajectory on this on a federal level. And so I think the guys that are, they're all incentivized now to make this happen because they're going to make money. And of course, you have to wait for that. They're not going to do it for altruistic reasons, but they'll do it to make money.
Sure.
Right? It's got to happen now.
I generally support hemp companies, cannabis companies, just across the board. But I'll tell you what, if Pete Sessions joins the board of a company, I'm going to do nothing but talk smack on them.
Come on. We met him at NOCO.
No, Pete Sessions.
Oh, Pete. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Got him mixed up there.
I think Senator Negative JB Sessions is going to get sick one of these days, and then he'll come to Colorado.
Yeah.
I bet he'll do it. But Pete Sessions, he better stay out.
Yeah.
He's not welcome. He's like a Roger Stone-esque. He shot down like so much marijuana legislation. It just seems like he'd be the typical politician to come over to the side.
Sure. A lot of them do once they get out of there, out of office. It's a shame. So, as far as classes and training, what kind of courses do you provide?
So I became Holistic Caring is registered with the state of California Board of Registered Nursing as a continuing education provider.
Oh, nice.
So I've created an 8-hour CE class, and I have another one actually coming up this Saturday, partnering with a physician, Dr. Carol, and she does, she was a board certified OBGYN, and now she's doing intuitive healing and wholeness in a retirement career. Anyway, I have basically the 8-hour CE curriculum is all about the history and history of cannabis as medicine, prohibition, how we lost this plant 81 years ago, and what happened with that, and then all of the research and Dr. Mashulam, then all of the science, how the endocannabinoid system works, why when we take this plant in, it helps us find homeostasis within the cells. And then, what that means, how does that translate into what conditions can be treated? And then what kind of products are best serving patients with those conditions? What is basic dosing around that? And then for the healthcare professionals, how do you look at doing this as a business, adding this into what you're already doing? How do you market? How do you interlace yourself with the industry? And be that, because holistic caring can't serve all of the people that are needed. So, pretty soon I realized that I better write all this down. I've been to like 10 different medical conferences all around the country, Patients Out of Time and United Patients Group and NCIA and Women Grow and all of these different ways that I have been trained and basically self-taught. All the books that I've read, I've put all of that into a written manual as well as a curriculum that I can teach. And so the other thing is, so I'm doing all of the 8-hour classes. I'm going to also launch that in a webinar form so that I can train providers nationally. And so they'll just buy a ticket and show up online. And I'm also writing a curriculum that is going to be continuing education that nurses and other healthcare professionals can do online. Nice. So they can get their CE online by going through this information. And imagine, when that happens, not only will I be doing well at Holistic Caring, but people across the whole country and even the world will have access to studying cannabis as medicine. And instead of being a problem, when somebody goes to the provider right now, they go to their doctor and the doctor's like, well, I have no problem with you using cannabis as medicine, but I don't know how it works. I don't know how to dose it. I don't trust anybody at the dispensary.
Right.
They're part of the problem, right?
Right.
So I want to solve that problem and have more providers across the whole country able to have this conversation with patients. So a written curriculum, a continuing education, and then just little segments that I do across San Diego County right now to just get people understanding that this is medicine. So just 101 classes, and then modules again where somebody has cancer, neurological conditions, autoimmune, psychiatric issues. How do I use this as medicine? So creating these small modules from the big one that is just dialed down into exactly what somebody might need. So I've been busy writing and trying to develop these. So it's just taking it to the next level.
Well, we'll definitely be in contact in the coming weeks. I definitely want to see how we could help build your company, in turn help build ours. There's a lot of good information there. I think we need to get that out there.
Anything we can do to spread the word, free the plant.
Yeah,
help the patients.
For our Canna family.
For our Canna fam.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's a great synergy between the products and the process. And we're going to be able to roll this out to providers for patients, and that's how it works. So I think we're just at the forefront of this. Everything is yet to be determined, but partners and funding is what I've been praying for. So that's the next step.
Yeah, funding.
Sounds like it. Yeah, funding.
Everybody's talking about funding these days.
Yeah, but we need it,
Yes, we do. I can't wait for them to change banking. God.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just being able to go to a bank and just be like, yo,
yeah,
how about a business loan?
Here's my profit loss.
Yeah,
blah,
here's
blah,
our
blah.
books.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they just say, yep, that sounds good. We appreciate your business.
Yeah.
So when's that going to happen? As soon as Trump signs the line?
I thought it would have happened with hemp already. I don't understand what the deal is.
Yeah.
An agricultural commodity.
Trump's going to sign that. He is.
He better, or else somebody's going to do it, or somebody's going to make it their thing, and he's going to be
just out of ego.
Not for the first time. He's going to have his second Me Too moment.
Yeah.
Where he's
yeah.
Me Too. I want to do what Cory Booker says.
What's that?
No, I'm saying that if Trump's
yeah.
he better come. Do it fast, Trump.
Yeah.
Getting ready to lose it.
He's definitely going to do it. For whether he wins another election or not, he'll be the one who freed the plant. He will love that for his ego.
Yeah.
Well, we got to get him on the show, man.
Let's do it.
Call him during his executive time.
You know what? I think we need to have him and Vicente Fox on at the same time.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll have the wall props and the stick
throw
down. Yeah. Go at
that'll
it.
be awesome.
Yeah, we'll instigate the hell out of that one. No.
Right?
No, but anyways.
Do you do video consultations, because you have a very good video connection? You take the prize.
I do video consultations all over the country. I mean, essentially, I can go through my process with anybody, anywhere, anytime. I've even had a Skype conversation with a patient in Beirut, Lebanon.
Nice.
And we facilitated getting them oils out of Amsterdam, as a matter of fact, for a very sick little girl who had cancer. But I have people in Georgia and Montana and Mississippi, Alabama. You wouldn't think some of these people would be able to access, but even starting with a hemp-based CBD and learning how to titrate that into their daily routine is going to make a difference. But there are angels actually that will ship as well. So there's ways to do this. But like in Massachusetts, I have a family, and all I have to do is go into Weed Maps or Leafly and look at the menu of a dispensary. So every legal state where there's a dispensary menu online, I can have people figure out exactly what cannabis can do for them, how to take it, how to dose, how to titrate for great results, and they can just go down the street and shop, or maybe they got to drive an hour, but they'll get to that dispensary.
Yeah, nice. I like that.
And in certain states, you can have it delivered to you.
Yeah,
we'll be working on that in Colorado too.
Well, absolutely, right? And that's what. So people go to holisticcarrion.com. they book a remote consultation. It's $200, and that's the consultation and also a follow-up call in a couple of weeks to make sure they're doing it right and they're having the results that they need, and I can help them adjust that. And so in California, what I'm trying to do is create a statewide distribution underneath our company and have a partner dispensary for brick and mortar right here, but also statewide delivery, so that when I get all these providers trained, what's the good thing about training providers, right? If you think about this from a product standpoint, you've got an extension of your sales force all over the place, right? Because if you have an educated provider that's willing to have this conversation and help dose and guide a patient, they're a sales opportunity, right? So you have to give them access to the medicine too, and that's why the statewide delivery is so important. So you have your appointment at holisticcaring.com. You match that up with vetted providers of people that I know are doing the right business. So, Mike, we're going to have to talk about your CBD lines, and as long as everything is tested and safe and it's full spectrum and it's good medicine, it's not an isolate, it's not, and how it's formulated is important. And then I'd like to also say, okay, so some of that CBG and CBD and CBC, let's create with the hormone company next door and match that up. Very small amounts of estrogen, progesterone, and the CBG and CBD. So now we're going to have bone stimulation and reversing osteoporosis in menopausal women, right? So I mean, imagine the formulas that you could create. So having the clinical side, to have conversations with the patients and the product formulation and the product distribution, it should just be all one system.
A lot of happy husbands out there. I'm sorry, that's a cheap shot, but I don't know.
But you can happy wives too, right? So you pair all of the same things with some testosterone and boost up some of the cognitive function.
I need that.
Yeah,
that's I keep hearing that about you.
Yeah, I need that. I need more testosterone. I'm losing my hair back here.
That'll make
getting old now.
That'll make your hair fall out.
My back hurts all the time. My knees, my shoulders. Well, my shoulders from snow skiing a couple weeks ago. First time in 40 years.
How many milligrams of CBD do you take a day?
I would say about 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good amount.
Well, my favorite are our sublinguals. And whenever we do a huge run, I get all the broken ones, and I've got like jars like this, and I just
jars and jars.
Yeah, I love them.
There you go. And then after that sublingual, do you boost it with a little bit of a healthy fat, a little bit of something to boost that into your metabolism?
No, like healthy fat, like what? Bacon? No.
A little salad or like an avocado. No. Or even, a little bit of a cracker with a piece of cheese or a little bit of peanut butter, something that is, cannabinoids are lipophilic, and they're going to be best absorbed and metabolized into the body with a healthy fat to help boost them into the bloodstream. Nice. So pair that with a little bit of a snack, and it'll have better efficacy for you, a little less aches and pains, and then also microdose some THC. So
I microdose the hell out of that at night.
You need that entourage effect.
Yes,
so you get great effects from that.
Yeah,
but you're on the right path.
Thank you. I like that.
Yeah, and imagine if all of the people, the customers that you want, also could talk to somebody like me, and then they'll be like, okay, well, I'm going to take this for life and figure out how to maximize these benefits. So you just need to tweak things a little bit. Right. The other thing to add in, one of the things at the end of every conversation that I'm talking about with patients is to bring in functional medicine. And it's my belief that cannabis and cannabinoids are facilitators to holistic healing. So part of holistic caring guidelines is all about nutrition. So how do I get an anti-inflammatory diet? How do I get more vegetables? How do I learn how to use cannabinoids to help me eat mindfully? And I know it's kind of crazy, but I'll be at a seminar talking about how amazing it can be to eat a beet when you're just slightly on THC and you 2 milligrams in you, and all of a sudden the brain rewires. And you're like, you know what? That salad is amazing. And you start to sort of break it down and eat a little bit of the lentils, have a little bit of the beet, a little bit of the kale. And you develop a new processing in the brain. So nutrition and then movement. How are you stretching, strengthening, toning, walking. I can't do it. It hurts too much. Okay, how do we use cannabinoids to accentuate the ability to do that? Because you're going to have to move. As we age, how can you get down on the floor? Because if you can't get down on the floor today, you're not going to be able to do that in 5 or 10 years. So let's see if we can get you to do some basic yoga today. And through cannabinoids, we can make a difference on that. Microdose of tincture, you get your CBD going, you might have a puff off a vape, and now you can do your stretching and strengthening. Your connection, your bonds with others. How much are you speaking up for yourself and defending your boundaries? And opening up and coming from a heart of love rather than fear. How do you disengage the mind from the monkey mind and learn how to meditate? All of these things are what I work on with cannabis being a facilitator to be able to live in a more holistic way. And this is how we're going to really change the paradigm of healthcare.
Damn, I want to sign up, don't you? I need help. We're just going to somehow work together, and I'll get that for free. No, and you'll make money.
You're always angling for free stuff on these shows.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Scam now.
Anyone got any blueberry? Yeah. OG Kush? No.
That's funny.
You say blueberry to me, and I think about the Kiva blueberries, 5 milligram doses.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
Yeah, a lot of people will take one of those for sleep about an hour before bedtime, and it really ushers in some nice sleep. You've got an edible, so you've got a long duration. Onset about an hour helps them fall asleep, and then a duration of 6 to 8 hours, and there you go. You wake up nice and chipper in the morning.
That's my biggest problem right now. Well, it always has been. I think it's hereditary. My mom always had problems sleeping. I take 2 Unisoms every night. I don't know, it's like 50 milligrams of something. But, if I don't have it, I might only sleep 1 or 2 hours at night. I know some of it might be psychological, but yeah, Unisom?
Yeah, what's in it?
I don't know. Something that helps me sleep.
It's basically sort of on the lines of Benadryl and things like that.
Yeah.
Over-the-counter antihistamines.
Yeah.
But, Mike, you might want to try 10 milligrams of THC. If that doesn't work, you might want to try up to 20. And you can get a concentrated syringe of fecal oil. Take something that's about the size of a drop of blood, let that melt into your mouth. That'll help you go to sleep, not needing the Unisom.
Yeah, nice. I'm definitely going to try that, and I'll let you know.
Okay. There are ways around everything.
Yeah, I like that. So, anything else for you?
Do you know any jokes?
Put her on the spot.
I don't think no.
No, that's a great answer.
Nobody's ever got any jokes. I heard a joke this weekend.
Okay.
And
can we say it or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's so there's these sharks that are swimming around a group of sailors after their ship has sunk, and it's like a dad shark and a kid shark, and he says, all right, so here's what you do is first you swim a big circle around them with just the tip of your fin out of the water, right? And then you do another circle with the fin all the way out of the water, and then you eat them. And so they did that, and the son said, or the kid said, what? So what's with all the swimming around them? I mean, we could just chomp them right there. And they said, yeah, but they taste so much better without all that crap in them.
I get it. That's a good, clean one for the most part.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like that. That. So, parting words. How can people get a hold of you? You've got a class coming up, I think, this weekend or something? On
Saturday. Yep. So go to holisticcaring.com.
Mm-hmm.
Holisticcaring, 2 C's.com. Just sign up for the newsletter. I have a newsletter once or twice a month, and all of the classes, the CE launch, all of the curriculum to come will be launched through there. Patients and clients and family members across the whole country that want to make an appointment, we do Skype and phone remote consultations all over the country. So if you're in a legal state and you want to know how to access and utilize what you have, give us a call, and it's money well spent. And thank you so much for the time today.
Absolutely.
I hate when I do this, but I have a follow. So what if you're in a not legal state and you're trying to make the decision about whether you should move to a legal state, and you need to and you need knowledge that you want to talk to a medical professional for.
Well, sure. I mean, we're unbiased, and we'll help anybody make that evaluation, whether or not it makes sense. It's an interesting thing about moving to a legal state, though, because here's some of the data from Colorado. So remember when Charlotte Figge
Yes.
was right? And so then you had all these refugees that came to Colorado. Well, guess what? They had more favorable response from the CBD as medicine with the kids than the people that were already in Colorado who also decided to start using it. So there's a placebo effect in the mind of families that are so hungry for this, that are so desperate. But with the hemp CBD companies that ship in all 50 states, let's try that first before you change your residency and move.
Yes.
Let's get you some shipping of a good hemp CBD company and try that wherever you are. Like my guy in Alabama, you don't have to necessarily move, but I can absolutely help you evaluate that option should you want to.
Fantastic. I love that.
Well, Elisabeth, thank you very much for joining us and dropping all this knowledge.
We'll be in contact in the next week or so.
Don't trust this guy now.
Yeah, don't trust me.
He's going to...
Don't trust
You're always working.
Always.
Glad to have spent some time with you, and good luck with Vicente Fox and the border wall discussion. And maybe tonight in the State of the Union, we will get a hint that rescheduling is around the corner.
From your lips to God's ears. We hope so.
Oh, I doubt it.
We'll see. You never know.
This is somebody getting his ear.
It's all about
this
ego.
Is the night to do it. You better get in front
Wouldn't
of it,
that
Trump.
be something
Hurry
else?
up, hurry up.
Wouldn't that be something else?
Yep.
So thank you so much for being a part of our show. We really appreciate it. You have a fantastic day, Elisabeth.
You guys. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. So that was a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, it was.
Unbelievable. Wicked smart. I like seeing people come out of the medical field with that type of knowledge that are building a curriculum and to really help clinicians out there and individuals in need. That's fantastic. So it's prop time. Oh, just to update on, I guess, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Oklahoma tested all the product. There might have been one or two tests marginable out of 11, but all 9 says it's hemp. But still, they're going to release it to Colorado, where the DA is going to test it all again. So.
But what if they pull that semi truck up next to another semi truck and offload the hemp and put marijuana?
Like they accused. Yeah, I never thought about that. Oh my goodness! You never know.
I bought I have a new tax stamp to add to my collection. It is from Oklahoma. I don't know why nobody who does a tax stamp knows how to draw a weed leaf. Like half the kids in the back row at high school. They could draw the Van Halen logo and a cannabis leaf.
Oh, way better.
So this is for 1 gram. The tax on it is $10. So what is 18 tons in grams?
A lot.
Can you imagine all the tax stamps that you would?
Okay, so I'm driving through. Well, I guess I would be DUI. Let's say I get caught smoking somewhere in Oklahoma, and I have that. Police
doesn't. I think that's probably.
Is that just
this
fake?
is a scam? This is a scam they're running. Same thing with.
So
Kansas.
that I don't get off?
No,
that?
hell no.
Oh shit! What is it then?
It's just
scam.
It's a relic from the past, is what it is. I don't think it. I think for any, if anything, it's like they could probably use it for probable cause. Like I keep my tax stamp by my license, because if cops already pulled me over for no reason again, then I know that we're gonna go through the rigmarole. So let's just have some fun with it. But I don't think this gets you anything except for cool points.
Wow.
So
I wonder where the money goes. Who knows?
It goes, I think, into their general fund. Nebraska. I wanted to order a Nebraska tax stamp. Mm-hmm. They're $100
for that.
For $100 for an ounce or any portion thereof.
Okay,
so
okay.
I got these two for $10. Each. but I'm not buying.
I
it
get
for
pulled over,
$100.
not pulled over,
No, it
because you're
still doesn't do
DUI. I'm
crap.
in a park, I'm smoking, I still get arrested.
It's a scam.
Wow.
It's only useful if you get a kick out of doing things like
Yeah.
making government people sell you drug tax stamps. It just cracks me up.
Yeah, I love it.
Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Yes, I did.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I did not.
Yeah.
I was at the Lippert Bowl.
What is the Lippert Bowl?
Lippert Bowl. It was at Be Good dispensary up in North Glen, and it was, well, I can show you some of it. They have a beautiful facility in there. They had a dab bar set up.
What is this? Is that a dispensary?
Well, it's not a dispensary.
Right. What is that?
It's near a dispensary. It's a separate warehouse.
I know that guy
Yeah.
right there.
That's what I was doing during the Super Bowl. You could briefly-
Well, I mean, was the Super Bowl playing? Was the Super Bowl playing on the TV?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a great setup in there.
Wow.
I had a blast with
Where is that? Downtown?
it's in North Glen.
North Glen.
It's on I can't remember the address.
Wow.
But
Nice.
be good. Had a wonderful time thanks to Tim Bruce Morgan and Graydon Washington. It was wonderful. I was so happy to have been included.
You're
in
so
that
plugged in here in Colorado. I had no idea something like that. Or, well, I guess you read and I don't, because I didn't know that there was something going on in court this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the Be Good logo?
Yeah, so there's the Be Good logo. Top notch people. I loved it. Love those guys. When I was getting ready. Number one, it's weird to be at a Super Bowl party where nobody's drunk.
Yeah, that would be different. That's a pleasure.
Like,
nice.
I've never played beer pong before.
Uh-huh.
So the first time I played beer pong, it was dab pong, and like Tim and I were rocking it. We were just money.
Yeah.
Like nobody's falling down, nobody's puking, nobody's fighting, nobody's anything.
Right.
It's just really great to be in an environment where people are enjoying themselves and not getting stupid. But as I was leaving, so I grabbed one of these water bottles, which they're great water bottles, but it says got Cottonmouth on it. And so I had that on the seat next to me, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna hide that. And then I thought, and I'm definitely hiding this.
Wait,
you put it in in bongs so that you
catch
everybody's germs.
Nice.
But it just, so I imagined a cop pulling me over with that and then being like, what's that, son? I wonder if that was the original purpose of this thing. It looks
I've seen
pretty
those.
funny.
That is a good thing to have, though, especially if you're with a bunch of huge group.
Yeah. Tomorrow, I'm going to testify at state capitol. Because
Let's go over your speech in front of them right now.
Well, okay.
First, you read that.
So this tomorrow, they're going to have a hearing. House Bill 19-1076, Clean Indoor Act. And so in this act, what they're trying to do is ban vaping indoors in Colorado, which is not acceptable. And so, owning a vape pen company, obviously, it's an appropriate place for me to go say my piece on it. But I was reading, smoking, and this is what they're trying to pass. Smoking means inhaling, exhaling, burning, or carrying any lighted or heated cigar, cigarette, or pipe, or any other lighted or heated tobacco or plant product intended for inhalation, including marijuana, whether natural or synthetic, in any manner or in any form. So that got me thinking. Not only maybe it won't be a big deal for our vape pen business, but we also sell candles.
Right.
And we're sold out of them right now, but I believe that Clean Air Act would ban this candle because the
way it's written, it would.
What is the purpose of a candle if not to provide light, in addition to providing light, then
inhalation.
The purpose of it is inhaling it, and it is a plant-based heated product with essential oils, right? That's got essential oils in it. Or how about this? Are they going to ban this? right?
That even has heated element. Yeah.
Comes with a bonus heater.
The bonus.
This is most certainly the only purpose of this is to inhale it. And it includes lavender and chamomile fragrance, so it must be a very indica type of smell.
Right.
But it is a device that heats up plant product for the purpose of inhalation.
Who's bringing this?
I don't know.
This bill.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't? Yeah.
I should, but I don't know.
It's just.
They
It's
don't know
crazy.
me. They don't know me either, but they will tomorrow.
Yes, they will.
And then, of course,
I wish someone was
incense.
filming
That's going to be right. That meets the criteria too. So I'm thinking, like, are people? What if you made a whale blubber candle? Are we going to bring that back? It sounds like that would be okay.
Yeah.
But the way that this reads, that candle would be banned, and that little air freshener doohickey banned, incense banned, and then so I also was thinking about, we have a fog machine, and I've been waiting for the right opportunity to blow a bunch of e-liquid through it.
Right.
Because fog machines, are they going to ban those?
I'm going to be
Indoors?
breaking the law every night. I have a candle going every night in my house. Every night. Yeah.
We need to. Don't let them take our candles, Colorado.
Yeah, please.
Come on.
Yes. That's just stupid. It really is.
Yeah.
Ooh, they're going to say, oh, you're reducing it to the ridiculous. That's the ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's the ridiculous.
Yeah. If this product is legal, to use in your house, our vape pens should be legal to use in your house. And it's a big deal for patients. It's a big deal for people who live in, say, leased homes, or apartments or something. It's going to get written into everybody's leases. Like, imagine a guy who can't get around so good.
Yeah.
And it's cold out, and he's having, like, say, a PTSD related episode, and he needs fast acting CBD in his system, or if he's got an O-Pen or whatever, then it's anyway. So I'm taking my props with me tomorrow.
What time is that tomorrow?
I think it's 1:30 in the House Health Insurance Committee.
What a waste of public money.
Well,
and government time. I mean, this is a perfect example of why our country's so screwed up, with certain things.
Yeah.
Because that's just stupid. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of the paper it's written on. You've got government officials that's going to be there just wasting time. That's just ignorance right there.
Yep. Well, we'll try and help people learn a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah.
You can't. Okay, so let's say they say, oh, no candles are legal. They re-legalize candles, Colorado. Let's say I put CBD in the candle, right?
Right.
Now you need to take that back to to whence it came. We don't need it.
Agree.
So
that's crazy.
I also wanted Bubba Zarobnik, Canafam.
Bubba, sorry about that.
Personal heroes in the industry got, I believe, booted right off, like totally off of Facebook.
He's suspended. He got the boot
last night, and I said, "Hey, are you in Facebook jail?" And he's like, "Nope, I got kicked off." So, Plant the Cure, and hit the Plant the Cure Facebook page. Bubba's one of the good guys. He's helped countless people, and
good guy.
No good deed goes unpunished, as they say, and he's had a lifetime of good deeds. And so I just think that's bunk, and I wanted to acknowledge that. What else did I have? The Kansas Hemp Symposium, February 23rd. I put a link in the description of this video. Going to be booking it down there to Hutchinson, Kansas. Yeah?
I've got to be in Florida on the 17th, but we'll see. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
And get some good information.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And Christy Lunsford is just a star of the industry. Yep. I love her to death. She's just one of the best in the industry.
Yep. And she's been on our show.
Yes, she has a couple times.
And she brought a hat.
Yeah. She brought us fresh chicken eggs too, don't forget.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I forgot about that.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah. From her free-range wild chickens. They were tasty, by the way, Christy. But she's really doing a lot of good for the industry right now. She's got probably, I think, 4 or 5 symposiums or conferences set for the rest of the year throughout the country.
I hopefully will be at least attending the one here in Colorado.
Yeah,
that's coming up.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, we'll have that date for you next week. Yeah, I forget what date it is.
Yeah, that's one thing. It's not like there's one thing that I do wrong. I do so many things wrong, but one of them is that I always forget. It'd be so simple to list out what's coming up.
Yeah, I know. Gosh. Well, I don't know. Florida's important. Hopefully, I'll be able to open up international agreement out of there and go do some golf and see some family and friends. Looking forward to that.
Cool.
Some beach time. Yeah, it's been a while. I love the beach. So, anything else? Are we good?
I think I've shown off all of my toys. I might come on later today and if I fire up that fog machine and vape this place out. I've been waiting to do that.
I heard from Senator Diane Savino's people. We might have to have it on a date that's not a Tuesday.
That's fine with me.
Yeah. So I'm just going to tell them, give us a couple dates. And
there you go.
Yeah, boom.
We'll be
done.
flexible.
Yeah, exactly. Especially having someone like Senator Diane Savino. I've known her now 6 years probably. We met at the first ever cannabis conference in New York.
Wow.
And she's so approachable. She's a huge advocate for the industry, not only the cannabis side, but hemp and CBD and all that other stuff. So really excited that we'll have her on in the next couple weeks. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Good deal.
Outstanding.
Great show.
Yeah. Thanks for joining, everybody. We will see you
next Tuesday who knows?
Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday. Danielle from Canna Latino is coming in. That's going to be awesome.
That's going to be good.
If you don't know, it's going to be a fantastic show. We've tried to have her on before, and I had technical issues, and
so you got those down now.
Finally got her back, and we're going to have just a fantastic show.
Tune into that show, and we'll send out a alert for Diane Savino, Senator Diane Savino, and Vicente Fox. Both of them should be in within the next 4 weeks, and we might have to play with the dates a little bit because it's more that we got to fit their time than.
Yeah. So I forgot one last thing. I forgot to mention with the Super Bowl that in the U.S. Virgin Islands on a CBS affiliate.
Yeah.
420 Media got a commercial
during
the Super Bowl. Carrie Accardi, 420 Media, good job.
For you.
Former senator and future ag commissioner,
Terrence
Nelson.
Yep.
Positive Nelson.
He was on our show last week.
That's right.
He's a great guy. A lot of fun. I watched a Facebook clip of him watching the show.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was great. Great. He's a great guy.
See if you can get. You think you could get Senator Negative JB Sessions on?
You know what? Why not? Let's try.
Equal time.
Well, when we have the hard dates for the other two, why not have him jump in? I'll always reach out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Send me a little note, reminder, and I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining, everybody. We'll see you
next week.
Next week.
Or before. Bye now.